Attention, survivors. This is your broadcaster, speaking to you from what remains of the free airwaves. We are facing an invasion unlike anything humanity has ever endured. Our cities are silent ruins. Our defenses lie in tatters, and the skies above are no longer our own. Yet, amidst this chaos, one thing remains clear. Survival is possible, but it requires understanding our enemy. Today, we'll dive deep into the nature of the alien threat, arming you with the knowledge you need to stay alive. Listen carefully. This might be the most important broadcast of your life. The invaders are not like anything we've encountered, even in our wildest imaginings. They are calculated, efficient, and unrelenting. Their attacks are not random. They are precise, striking at the heart of our infrastructure. Early reports indicate they deliberately targeted communication, hubs, power plants, and major military installations in the initial wave. These actions weren't just about destruction. They were about control. They left us disoriented, powerless, and unable to mount a coordinated response. Their strategy is terrifyingly effective. The skies darken, a faint hum fills the air, and then comes the strike. No warning, no negotiations, just devastation. Their weapons are beyond anything humanity could have conceived. The plasma cannons they deploy emit searing beams of energy that reduce matter to nothing. Buildings disintegrate in an instant, leaving no debris, no survivors, just a void where something once stood. Vehicles melt into pools of metal. People vanish without a trace. These weapons are precise, efficient, and utterly merciless. They don't just destroy, they erase. And then there are the EMP blasts. These electromagnetic pulses ripple across cities, silencing everything electronic. Cars stop dead in their tracks, radios go silent, and lights flicker out. Entire regions are plunged into darkness, not just physically, but psychologically, as the loss of power severs the last thread of normalcy. Perhaps the most insidious of their tools is their ability to manipulate minds. Reports of mind control devices have surfaced from multiple regions. These devices emit frequencies that hijack human thought, turning friends, family, and allies into instruments of alien will. Victims of these devices lose all autonomy. They move in jerky, robotic motions. Their faces blank, their voices silent. They obey only the commands of their unseen masters. It's not just terrifying, it's a cruel reminder of the depth of the invaders' control. If you encounter someone under the influence of these devices, maintain your distance. Do not attempt to reason with them. They are no longer themselves. Their drones are relentless hunters, silent sentinels of their domination. These machines, sleek and silver, scour the landscape with unerring precision. They are equipped with advanced sensors capable of detecting heat signatures, movement, and even faint vibrations. Their adaptive AI makes them nearly impossible to predict. As they learn from each encounter, they swarm like locusts, overwhelming with numbers and precision. If you see one, assume it has already seen you. Avoid movement and conceal yourself immediately. Thermal imaging is their primary tool, so hiding in areas that mask your body heat, such as under heavy foliage, behind reflective surfaces, or within insulated spaces, can increase your chances of evasion. Staying informed is not just useful, it's essential. The invaders thrive on our isolation, cutting us off from one another to weaken resistance. Establishing reliable communication channels is a priority. Battery-powered or hand-crank radios can connect you to resistance networks operating on secure frequencies. Keep these radios protected from EMPs by storing them in insulated containers or wrapped in aluminum foil. When tuning in, avoid suspicious or unverified broadcasts. The aliens have been known to mimic human transmissions, luring survivors into traps. In the absence of modern technology, ancient methods of communication are making a comeback. Signal mirrors, smoke patterns, and even coded messages carved into trees or stones can relay crucial information to allies. Prearranged signals are vital. For example, a specific number of smoke puffs might indicate a safe meeting point, while a particular carving can warn of alien patrols in the area. Always be discreet. If you think you've been spotted by drones, stay still. Movement attracts their sensors more than stationary objects. Use natural barriers like dense trees or rocky outcrops to break line of sight. Night travel offers some protection, but only if you suppress any heat sources like flashlights or fires. Knowledge is your greatest ally. Pay attention to patterns. Aliens often strike areas with dense populations or strategic value. Avoid urban centers if possible. They are the most likely targets of attacks. Remote locations with natural barriers like mountains, forests, or rivers are safer, but not immune. Survivors have reported strange environmental phenomena preceding alien activity, such as unexplained changes in weather or sudden silences in animal activity. If birds stop chirping or the wind suddenly dies, take it as a warning. Adapting to this new reality requires constant vigilance. Keep your senses sharp and trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Always plan multiple routes to safety and familiarize yourself with the terrain. In this new world, GPS and digital maps are unreliable at best. Learn to read physical maps and navigate using natural landmarks. Rivers, mountain ranges, and even the position of the sun can guide you when all else fails. But survival isn't just about outsmarting the enemy. It's about endurance. Food, water, and shelter are your lifelines. Keep emergency supplies with you at all times, including high-calorie foods, portable water filters, and compact first aid kits. Build redundancies into your plans. Have backup tools, alternative routes, and contingency plans for every scenario. Never assume the path ahead will remain safe. The invaders are unpredictable, and what is secure today may become a battleground tomorrow. Above all, remember this: survival begins with understanding. Every observation, every piece of knowledge you gather about the aliens strengthens our resistance. Share what you know with others you trust, and listen carefully to their experiences in return. Together, our collective knowledge becomes a weapon more powerful than any they possess. The more you know, the better your chances of survival. Let's arm ourselves with knowledge, for it is the foundation of hope. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and stay alive. The alien invasion has changed everything, but one thing remains constant. Preparation is the key to survival. In these trying times, every second counts, and every action you take today could be the difference between life and death tomorrow. This broadcast will focus on how to prepare yourself, your family, and your surroundings to endure the long-term challenges of this alien invasion. Pay attention, act quickly, and remember, you are not alone in this fight. Let's start with the most critical component of survival: your bug-out bag. This is your lifeline. Your portable survival kit that ensures you're ready to move at a moment's notice. Think of it as a miniature world, carrying everything you need to sustain yourself for at least 72 hours. Start with food. Choose lightweight, non-perishable items such as energy bars, dried fruits, nuts, and vacuum-sealed meals. These are calorie-dense and easy to carry. Include a portable water filter or purification tablets, alongside at least 3 liters of water per person. Clean water is often more valuable than gold in crisis situations, and you must be prepared to source and purify it on the go. Your first aid kit is not optional. It's essential. Stock it with adhesive bandages, antiseptic wipes, pain relievers, gauze, medical tape, and scissors. Don't forget prescription medications that you or your family members may require. Pack a thermal blanket to prevent hypothermia, and a multi-tool with knife, pliers, and screwdrivers. It's a single item that can serve 100 purposes. Clothing should include durable, weather-appropriate layers, waterproof gear, and sturdy boots. Remember, survival is not about comfort, it's about utility. Add a flashlight with spare batteries, a fire-starting kit, and a lightweight tent or tarp for shelter. These tools can transform the harshest environments into manageable conditions. Once your bug-out bag is ready, turn your attention to fortifying your home. Not everyone will be able to evacuate immediately, and your home must be your fortress in the meantime. Start with securing entry points. Reinforce doors with metal bars or wooden beams. Install additional locks and secure windows with heavy-duty shutters or barricades. Blackout curtains are essential. They prevent light from escaping at night, making your home less visible to alien patrols. Use reflective materials like aluminum foil to cover windows and walls. These can mask your heat signature and confuse thermal detection systems. Your defenses should extend beyond your walls. Set up tripwires attached to noise-making devices like cans or small bells around your property. These simple traps can alert you to intruders. Use debris or natural materials to create barriers that slow down potential threats. Dig trenches or place obstacles strategically around your perimeter. These won't stop a determined enemy, but can buy you precious time to escape or defend yourself. Communication is another cornerstone of survival. The aliens' EMP attacks have rendered much of our technology useless, but you can still stay connected with the right tools. A battery-powered or hand-crank radio is your best bet for receiving updates from resistance networks. Include spare batteries or a solar charger in your emergency kit. For short-range communication, two-way radios are invaluable. Protect these devices from EMPs by storing them in a Faraday cage, a metal container lined with insulating material to prevent electrical contact. This simple precaution can save your gear from being fried. Knowledge of your surroundings is just as critical as the tools you carry. Study physical maps and familiarize yourself with the terrain around you. Identify natural landmarks like rivers, forests, and mountains that can guide you if GPS and digital maps fail. Mark potential safe zones such as underground shelters, abandoned buildings, or areas with natural barriers. Avoid urban centers whenever possible. They are prime targets for alien attacks. Rural or remote locations with dense forests or caves offer better protection and concealment. As you plan your escape routes, consider multiple contingencies. If your primary route is blocked, you need a backup, and even a third option. Familiarize yourself with these paths in advance, taking note of choke points, open areas, and potential hiding spots. Practice traveling these routes with your group to reduce hesitation during a real emergency. Remember, movement attracts attention. Travel at dawn or dusk when visibility is low, and avoid using lights or creating noise. Securing resources is another critical aspect of preparation. Traditional stores and supply chains will collapse under the strain of the invasion. Think creatively about where to find what you need. Office buildings, vending machines, and storage facilities may contain overlooked supplies. Hospitals and clinics, while dangerous, could provide access to medical equipment and medication. Establish relationships with other survivors to share resources and trade goods. Items like batteries, lighters, and tools are invaluable in bartering systems. Fortifying your mind is just as important as fortifying your body and home. Survival isn't just about tools and tactics. It's about mental resilience. Stay calm under pressure and avoid panic at all costs. Panic clouds judgment, wastes energy, and puts you at greater risk. Practice controlled breathing to steady your nerves in high-stress situations. Keep a positive mindset and focus on the actions you can take rather than the challenges you face. Your attitude will influence those around you, particularly if you're leading a group. Confidence breeds confidence. Preparation also means teamwork. A group of well-organized individuals has a far better chance of surviving than a lone wolf. Assign roles within your group based on skills and strengths. One person can focus on first aid, another on securing food and water, and another on defending the perimeter. Establish clear communication protocols and practice drills together. Regularly review and improve your plans based on new information or changing circumstances. Preparation isn't static. It's an ongoing process. Regularly rotate the food and water in your bug-out bag to ensure they remain fresh. Test your equipment frequently to confirm it's in working order. Update your maps and escape routes as the situation evolves. Stay adaptable and vigilant because complacency can be deadly in times like these. Even in the face of such overwhelming odds, preparation gives us hope. Every item you pack, every plan you make, and every skill you learn is a step toward reclaiming control over your life. You are not helpless. You are not alone. With the right preparation, you can protect yourself, your family, and your community. Remember, preparation is your first line of defense. Start today. Don't wait for the invasion to knock on your door. Take action now and empower yourself to face whatever comes next. The alien invasion has pushed humanity into a state of constant movement and uncertainty. In a world that feels hostile at every turn, finding and establishing a safe zone is not just a strategy, it's a lifeline. Today we'll explore how to identify, reach, and create a sanctuary for yourself and your loved ones. Listen carefully, because this knowledge could mean the difference between survival and surrender. Let's begin with what defines an ideal safe zone. In a hostile world, the best places to seek refuge are those that are remote and difficult to access. Think of locations that are naturally fortified by the environment, dense forests, mountainous regions, or areas surrounded by water. These natural barriers can deter alien patrols and reduce the likelihood of an attack. Additionally, a good safe zone must have access to essential resources like clean water, food, and materials for shelter. Proximity to a reliable water source is critical. Streams, rivers, or natural springs can provide a steady supply of water, but you must ensure you have the means to purify it. Avoid heavily populated areas at all costs. Cities, towns, and major roadways are prime targets for alien attacks. These locations are often patrolled by drones and soldiers, making them incredibly dangerous for survivors. Instead, focus on rural or wilderness areas where human activity is minimal. The farther you can distance yourself from known conflict zones, the better your chances of remaining undetected. If you must travel through or near urban areas, do so quickly and under the cover of darkness. Keep your movements quiet and deliberate. Avoid using lights or creating noise that could draw attention to your presence. Once you've identified a potential safe zone, the next step is to establish a haven. Building a shelter is your first priority. The type of shelter you create will depend on your surroundings and available materials. In a forested area, lean-to shelters made from branches and leaves can provide adequate protection. If you're in a rocky region, caves or crevices can serve as natural shelters. Ensure your shelter is well hidden from above to avoid detection by alien drones. Use camouflage to blend your shelter into the environment. Cover it with foliage, rocks, or dirt to make it appear as part of the landscape. Disguising your location is just as important as fortifying it. Alien surveillance relies heavily on heat detection and movement sensors. To counter this, insulate your shelter to minimize heat signatures. Reflective materials or layers of dirt can help mask your presence. Set up decoys around your area to confuse and mislead potential threats. For example, place old clothing or reflective surfaces in areas away from your shelter to divert attention. These small steps can make a significant difference in keeping you safe. Warning systems are another essential component of a secure safe zone. Tripwires attached to noise-making devices like cans, bells, or even natural elements like dry leaves can alert you to intruders. Establish multiple layers of defense around your safe zone to give yourself time to react. Use natural barriers such as fallen logs, trenches, or thorny plants to slow down potential threats. Always have an escape route planned in case your location is compromised. Your haven should provide safety, but it must not become a trap. Survival isn't just about the individual, it's about the collective. Networking with trusted individuals or groups can significantly increase your chances of survival. In a crisis, shared resources, skills, and labor can make the difference between thriving and merely surviving. When forming or joining a group, choose people you trust implicitly. A strong community is built on mutual respect, shared goals, and clear communication. Assign roles within the group based on each person's strengths and skills. For example, one person might focus on securing food and water, while another handles medical needs or defense. Establishing trust is critical. In this chaotic new world, desperation can lead to betrayal. Take time to vet new members before integrating them into your group. Set clear expectations for behavior and contributions to the group's survival. To avoid internal conflict, hold regular meetings to discuss challenges, allocate resources, and address concerns. A united group is far more formidable than a divided one. In some cases, you may find established safe zones already created by other survivors. These larger havens may have better defenses, more resources, and established systems for living under alien occupation. Approach these zones cautiously and with respect. Show that you are willing to contribute to their efforts rather than simply taking from them. Offering valuable skills or supplies can help you gain acceptance into such communities. Reaching your safe zone is often as dangerous as securing it. Plan your journey meticulously. Study maps to identify the safest routes, avoiding main roads and heavily trafficked areas. Use natural landmarks to guide you, such as rivers, mountains, or distinctive rock formations. If you're traveling with a group, establish clear roles for navigation, scouting, and protection. Always keep a lookout for signs of alien activity, such as glowing structures, unusual noises, or changes in the environment. If you spot a drone or patrol, stay low, stay still, and wait for the threat to pass before moving. Once you've settled into your safe zone, remember that maintaining it is an ongoing effort. Regularly inspect your defenses, update your warning systems, and rotate your resources to ensure nothing goes stale or unusable. Adapt to changes in your surroundings and be prepared to relocate if your zone becomes compromised. Flexibility and vigilance are your greatest allies. In this world turned hostile, safe zones are sanctuaries of hope. They represent not just survival, but the possibility of a future beyond the invasion. Finding or building your safe zone is not just about escaping the enemy. It's about reclaiming a sense of control, security, and humanity in a time when these things feel so far away. This is your broadcaster, urging you to act now. Don't wait for safety to come to you. Find it, create it, and protect it. Together, we can carve out places of peace amidst the chaos. Stay safe, stay strong, and remember, in a world turned hostile, safe zones are sanctuaries of hope. Find yours. The invasion has forced us into a new reality, one where the ability to navigate danger zones can mean the difference between life and death. Whether you're escaping an alien patrol or evacuating a compromised shelter, knowing how to plan and execute your escape is essential. Today, we'll explore the skills, strategies, and mindsets needed to navigate your way to safety. Every step you take towards safety is a step towards survival. The first step to a successful escape is understanding how to navigate without relying on modern technology. With GPS systems likely disabled by alien EMPs, you'll need to rely on traditional methods. Start by acquiring a physical map of your area. Learn to read it in detail, noting key features such as rivers, forests, mountains, and potential man-made structures like bridges or tunnels. Familiarize yourself with the scale of the map, as understanding distances will help you plan your movements more accurately. Use a compass if you have one, or learn to navigate using the position of the sun during the day and the stars at night. The North Star, for example, is a reliable guide in the Northern Hemisphere. Mark potential safe zones on your map, areas with natural barriers, access to water, or dense foliage for concealment. Also, identify potential choke points or exposed areas where you might be vulnerable to alien surveillance. Always have at least 3 escape routes planned. Your primary route should be the most direct path to safety, but backup routes are crucial in case the primary path becomes compromised. Avoid main roads and heavily trafficked areas. Alien patrols Often target these routes, knowing they are the most likely escape paths for survivors. Instead, use natural landmarks to guide you. Rivers can act as highways, leading you to water sources and away from urban centers. Dense forests provide cover and reduce the likelihood of being spotted from the air. Mountain ranges and rocky terrain, while challenging to traverse, can serve as natural barriers against patrols and drones. Timing is everything. Night travel offers the advantage of reduced visibility, but it comes with its own set of challenges. Your movements must be deliberate and quiet. Use the shadows to your advantage and always keep a low profile. Suppress any signals that might give away your location. Flashlights should be used sparingly and only with covers to diffuse the light. Fires are a significant risk. If you must build one, ensure it's small, shielded, and extinguished completely before you move on. Alien surveillance is relentless, but with the right strategies, you can avoid detection. Drones are equipped with advanced sensors, including heat detection. To counter this, minimize your heat signature by staying under dense foliage, hiding in natural depressions, or covering yourself with insulating materials. If you hear the distinct hum of a drone, freeze immediately. Movement is one of the primary triggers for their detection systems. Stay still until the drone has passed and resume your escape only when you're certain it's safe. If you're traveling in a group, coordination is vital. Assign roles to ensure everyone has a purpose. One person can act as a scout, moving ahead to identify potential threats, while another manages navigation using the map and compass. Maintain clear but silent communication. Hand signals or prearranged gestures work well in this scenario. Always stay within visual range of each other and establish regroup points in case you become separated. Use the terrain to your advantage. Hills, valleys, and ridges can shield you from sight. Moving along the base of a hill or within a gully reduces your visibility from above. Waterways, while useful for navigation, require caution. Traveling directly in a river or stream can mask your heat signature, but it also limits your mobility and increases the risk of ambush. Whenever possible, stay near the water's edge but within cover. Preparation is key to a successful escape. Your bug-out bag should include essentials such as food, water, a first aid kit, and tools for navigation. Lightweight, high-calorie foods are ideal, as they provide the energy needed for long journeys without adding excessive weight. A portable water filter or purification tablets are indispensable when traveling through areas with uncertain water sources. Carry a compact emergency shelter, like a tarp or bivy sack, to protect yourself during rest periods. Rest is as important as movement. Exhaustion can lead to mistakes, and mistakes can be fatal. Plan your journey to include periods of rest in concealed locations. Rotate watch duties if you're traveling with others to ensure someone is always alert. Sleep in short intervals to stay as rested as possible while remaining vigilant. If you find yourself in an emergency, knowing how to blend into your surroundings can save your life. Camouflage is an essential skill. Use mud, leaves, and branches to break up your outline and match your environment. Avoid wearing brightly colored clothing or anything that reflects light. The goal is to disappear into the landscape, becoming just another part of the terrain. Unexpected encounters with alien patrols require quick thinking. If you're spotted, prioritize escape over confrontation. Alien weapons and technology are far superior to ours, and engaging directly is rarely a viable option. Use the terrain to break line of sight and create distance. If escape isn't immediately possible, find a hiding spot and remain silent. Cover yourself with natural materials to mask your heat signature and wait until the threat has passed. One of the most dangerous moments during an escape is crossing open areas. These are often unavoidable but must be approached with extreme caution. Study the area beforehand to identify the shortest and safest path. Move quickly but carefully, keeping low to the ground. Use distractions such as throwing a rock to create noise in another direction to divert attention if necessary. In this hostile world, every step you take towards safety is a step towards survival. Your ability to navigate danger zones, avoid detection, and adapt to changing circumstances is your greatest asset. Trust your instincts, rely on your preparation, and remember that each successful escape is a victory against the odds. Stay vigilant, stay determined, and keep moving forward. Today we're tackling one of the most terrifying aspects of the invasion, handling direct encounters with aliens. It's a situation none of us want, but one that many will face. Whether you're caught in the open, hiding from a patrol, or confronted directly, knowing how to react can save your life. Listen carefully, take notes, and remember, your greatest weapon is your will to survive. When it comes to alien encounters, the first and most important rule is to avoid detection at all costs. Aliens rely on advanced sensory technology to locate survivors, and understanding how to evade this technology is critical. Their drones and soldiers are equipped with heat sensors, motion detectors, and sound recognition systems. To counter this, minimize your heat signature by staying in shaded or insulated areas. Cover yourself with reflective materials or mud to obscure your body heat. Avoid large, open spaces where movement is easily detected, and instead stick to areas with natural cover, like forests, caves, or dense undergrowth. Staying silent is equally vital. Aliens are highly sensitive to sound, and even the smallest noise can give away your position. Move slowly and deliberately, avoiding dry leaves, twigs, or gravel that might crunch underfoot. If you're traveling with others, communicate using hand signals or prearranged gestures. Silence any devices that could make noise, including phones, radios, or even zippers. In this game of survival, silence is your shield. Recognizing the signs of alien presence can give you the critical seconds needed to hide or escape. Pay attention to environmental changes, sudden shifts in temperature, eerie silences from wildlife, or strange rhythmic vibrations in the ground often precede an alien patrol. Listen for the distinct hum of drones or the mechanical sounds of alien machinery. Visual cues, like glowing structures or unusual patterns in the sky, also indicate nearby activity. The more attuned you are to these signs, the better your chances of avoiding an encounter altogether. If you do find yourself in an alien's path, staying calm is your first line of defense. Panic leads to rash decisions, noise, and ultimately exposure. Take a deep breath and focus on the immediate task, avoiding detection. If you're in a concealed spot, remain absolutely still. Movement is one of the primary triggers for alien sensors. Even small shifts can catch their attention. So resist the urge to adjust your position until the threat has passed. Should you need to move, do so with purpose and stealth. Plan each step in advance, identifying the quietest path and the next hiding spot. Move only when you're certain the alien's attention is elsewhere. Time your movements to coincide with distractions, like loud noises or environmental shifts that might mask your actions. Always keep an escape route in mind, and avoid doubling back on your path to reduce the risk of leaving a detectable trail. In the rare and dangerous event of direct confrontation, avoiding aggression is your best option. Aliens possess technology and physical capabilities far beyond ours, and engaging them directly is rarely a survivable choice. Instead, focus on disorienting or distracting them long enough to escape. Use reflective surfaces, flashes of light, or thrown objects to divert their attention. Smoke or dust can obscure their sensors, providing a brief window to flee. Remember, survival is not about defeating the enemy. It's about living to fight another day. While avoiding confrontation is the goal, observing aliens during encounters can provide valuable insights into their vulnerabilities. Survivors have reported moments of hesitation or confusion in aliens exposed to sudden changes in their environment. Loud, irregular noises or chaotic visual patterns seem to disrupt their focus, suggesting a potential weakness in their sensory processing. Additionally, some aliens appear to have difficulty navigating uneven terrain, indicating that certain landscapes may offer a defensive advantage. These observations are anecdotal, but could form the basis of future strategies. If you're caught in a situation where escape is impossible, Blending into your surroundings is your next best option. Use natural materials like mud, leaves, or even ash to break up your outline and mask your heat signature. Position yourself against a surface that matches your camouflage, such as a rock wall or dense foliage. Avoid making eye contact or sudden movements, as these can draw attention. Your goal is to become invisible, both visually and thermally. Traveling in groups can increase your chances of survival during an encounter, but it also requires careful coordination. Establish clear roles before setting out, such as a lookout, navigator, and decoy. If a confrontation occurs, the decoy can create a distraction while the rest of the group escapes. This role is dangerous but can be life-saving for the majority. Communication during encounters must be nonverbal. Use hand signals, prearranged gestures, or taps to convey messages. Sometimes, encounters happen in places where hiding is impossible: wide open fields, empty streets, or exposed terrain. In these situations, using the environment creatively can buy you time. Throwing objects to create noise in another direction, scattering reflective materials to confuse sensors, or creating makeshift barriers can slow down pursuit. Always think several steps ahead, anticipating how the alien might react and planning your next move accordingly. Rest is crucial during extended escapes, but it must be done strategically. Choose resting spots that are concealed and defensible, such as dense thickets, caves, or depressions in the ground. Rotate watch duties within your group to ensure someone is always alert. Limit your resting periods to the bare minimum needed to recover, and never stay in one location for too long. Prolonged stays increase the risk of detection. As you navigate these encounters, remember that survival is as much about mental resilience as it is about physical preparation. Fear is natural, but it must not control you. Focus on your training, your plans, and the tools at your disposal. Every small victory, every avoided patrol, every successful hiding spot is a testament to your will to survive. Use these moments to strengthen your resolve, knowing that each one brings you closer to safety. The alien invasion has pushed humanity to the brink, but it has not defeated us. Each encounter, no matter how harrowing, is an opportunity to learn and adapt. Remember, the aliens may have superior technology, but we have something they cannot replicate: the human spirit. Our creativity, resilience, and determination are our greatest strengths. Your greatest weapon is your will to survive. Stay vigilant. The idea of being captured by the alien invaders is terrifying, but it is not the end of the road. Survival is still possible, and escape may be within reach. Today's broadcast will arm you with the psychological strategies, practical tactics, and the unyielding willpower you need to endure, outlast, and outsmart your captors. Remember this: even in captivity, the human spirit is unbreakable. Never give up. Let's dive into what you need to know. When faced with the reality of captivity, the first and most important battle is in your mind. The aliens may confine your body, but your thoughts, memories, and sense of identity are beyond their grasp if you guard them carefully. The conditions of captivity are designed to strip you of hope. Isolation, fear, and uncertainty are powerful weapons, but you are stronger than you realize. The key to survival lies in maintaining a sense of purpose and control, no matter how small. Begin by establishing routines. Even in the most confined spaces, routines can create a sense of normalcy and order. Count steps within your cell, recite a mantra, or perform physical exercises like stretches or push-ups to maintain your strength and focus. These small actions reinforce your autonomy, reminding you that you are not a passive victim, but an active participant in your own survival. Visualization is another powerful tool. Close your eyes and imagine your escape. Every step, every action, every moment of freedom. Picture yourself reuniting with loved ones, rebuilding, and thriving. These mental exercises not only strengthen your determination, but also keep your mind sharp, preparing you for the moment when an opportunity to escape arises. Remind yourself that every second you endure is a victory over your captors. You are still here, still fighting, and still human. Observation is critical during captivity. Your captors may seem invincible, but they are not infallible. Pay close attention to their routines, behaviors, and technology. Do they patrol at regular intervals? Are there moments of distraction or inefficiency? Look for patterns in their movements and responses. Every observation is a potential piece of the puzzle that could lead to your escape. Study your surroundings in detail. What materials are within reach? Is there a loose panel, a weak seam, or a hidden tool? Even the smallest items, a shard of metal, a piece of string, can become assets in your bid for freedom. Commit these details to memory, as opportunities to act may be fleeting. Survivors have reported instances where alien technology malfunctions under certain conditions, such as extreme temperatures or power surges. Keep an eye out for these vulnerabilities, as they may provide the opening you need. If there are other captives, building trust and communication becomes essential. Establish discreet ways to exchange information. Whispered words, coded knocks on walls, or subtle gestures. Share observations about your captor's behavior, the layout of your confinement, and any potential weaknesses. A united group is far more likely to succeed in an escape attempt than individuals acting alone. Trust is a delicate balance. Desperation can drive people to betray one another, but unity is crucial. Take time to assess the reliability of your fellow captives before revealing sensitive plans. Look for those who demonstrate level-headedness, resourcefulness, and a willingness to collaborate. Once trust is established, begin formulating escape plans together. Assign roles based on strengths. One person might serve as a lookout, another as a navigator, and another as a decoy. Discuss multiple scenarios and fallback options to ensure flexibility. Escape plans should be adaptable, as conditions can change rapidly. Practice the plan mentally so every participant knows their role without hesitation. If possible, rehearse silently, using gestures and movements to coordinate actions. Remember, the more prepared you are, the higher your chances of success. Leaving clues for rescuers is another critical strategy. If escape seems unlikely, subtle signals can guide allies to your location. Use natural materials or everyday objects to create markers that are inconspicuous yet meaningful. Scratches on walls, displaced stones, or small piles of debris can serve as indicators. However, discretion is paramount. Your captors may recognize these signs and punish you or your group. Balance the need for communication with the risk of exposure. If an opportunity to escape arises, speed and precision are your allies. Once you're out, your priority is to create distance between yourself and your captors. Use natural terrain to your advantage. Forests, ravines, and caves provide excellent cover. Avoid leaving a clear trail by walking on hard surfaces, changing directions frequently, and masking your scent if possible. Stay silent and concealed until you're far enough from the search radius to plan your next steps. During your escape, rest strategically. Exhaustion can lead to mistakes, so prioritize short, concealed breaks. Choose resting spots that are defensible and hidden, such as dense thickets, natural depressions, or rocky outcrops. If traveling in a group, rotate watch duties to ensure someone is always alert. These moments of rest are vital for maintaining your strength and focus. Throughout your captivity and escape, the fear of recapture can be overwhelming. Combat this fear by focusing on your immediate actions rather than the larger threat. Break the journey into manageable steps. Find the next hiding spot, identify the next safe path, and so on. Each small success builds momentum and reinforces your determination to keep going. The possibility of encountering advanced alien technology during captivity is high. While their devices may seem insurmountable, even the most advanced tools have limitations. Survivors have noted instances where aliens appear disoriented by sudden changes in their environment, such as loud, irregular noises, or chaotic visual patterns. Use these observations to your advantage during escape attempts. Distracting or confusing your captors can create critical opportunities to act. If your escape is unsuccessful, do not lose hope. Every attempt, successful or not, demonstrates your resilience and reinforces your commitment to freedom. Learn from the experience, refine your strategies, and remain patient. The right moment will come, and when it does, you'll be ready. Above all, remember that captivity does not define you. It is a temporary state, one that you can and will overcome. Draw strength from the stories of others who have endured and escaped impossible situations. Humanity's history is filled with examples of resilience, creativity, and triumph over adversity. You are part of that legacy. Even in the darkest moments, hold on to hope. Picture the faces of those you love, the life you'll rebuild, and the victories you'll achieve. These images are not just dreams. They are goals, and they are worth fighting for. Use them to fuel your determination and remind yourself of what's at stake. The alien invasion has tested the limits of our endurance, but it has not broken us. Each day you survive, each challenge you overcome, is a victory. Your captors may have superior technology, but they lack the one thing that defines humanity, our indomitable spirit. They can confine your body, but they cannot imprison your will. This is your broadcaster, reminding you that captivity is not the end. It is a challenge to be met with courage, patience, and ingenuity. Even in captivity, the human spirit is unbreakable. The alien invasion has scattered humanity, isolated families, and forced us to fend for ourselves in ways we never imagined. But in the face of this crisis, we must remember one thing. We are stronger together. Building resilient communities isn't just about survival. It's about hope, rebuilding, and ensuring that the human spirit endures. Today we'll discuss how to create and sustain survivor groups, how to distribute roles, and how to overcome the challenges of trust and conflict. Together we are stronger. Build your tribe and face the future united. When the invasion began, our first instincts were to survive individually, to hide, run, and protect those closest to us. But as time has passed, it's become clear that solitary survival has its limits. Humans are social creatures, and our greatest strength has always been our ability to work together. Forming a survivor group is not just a strategic move. It's an essential one. A group can pool resources, share knowledge, and defend itself far more effectively than any individual. The first step in building a community is identifying potential members. Trust is the foundation of any group, and choosing the right people is critical. Look for individuals who bring useful skills such as medical training, mechanical expertise, or knowledge of the local terrain. But skills alone are not enough. Character matters just as much. Seek out those who demonstrate reliability, teamwork, and a willingness to contribute to the group's well-being. Desperation can bring out both the best and the worst in people, so take the time to assess each person's intentions and temperament. Once you've established your group, the next step is organizing roles. Clear roles prevent confusion, ensure efficiency, and give each member a sense of purpose. Here are a few key roles to consider. Scouts. Scouts are the eyes and ears of the group, responsible for gathering information about the surrounding area. They identify potential threats, locate resources, and map safe routes. Scouts must be observant, stealthy, and familiar with navigation techniques. Medics. A dedicated medic is invaluable in a survival scenario. This role requires someone with basic or advanced medical knowledge who can treat injuries, manage illnesses, and maintain the group's overall health. Stocking and managing medical supplies is also a crucial part of this role. Resource gatherers. These individuals focus on securing food, water, and other essentials. They may forage in the wild, hunt, or scavenge in abandoned areas. Resource gatherers must be adaptable, resourceful, and knowledgeable about local ecosystems. Defenders. Every group needs people dedicated to its defense. Defenders are responsible for creating barriers, setting traps, and standing guard. They should be physically capable and skilled in handling any available weapons or defensive tools. Coordinators. Coordinators are the planners and leaders of the group, ensuring that everyone works together harmoniously. This role requires strong communication skills and the ability to mediate conflicts and make decisions under pressure. Assigning these roles not only enhances the group's functionality, but also fosters a sense of accountability and belonging among its members. However, flexibility is essential. Circumstances can change rapidly, and members may need to take on multiple roles depending on the situation. Regularly assess and adjust roles to ensure the group remains effective. History offers numerous examples of communities that have thrived in the face of disaster. During the Great Depression, neighborhoods banded together to share food, tools, and skills, creating networks of mutual aid. In the aftermath of natural disasters, survivors often form spontaneous communities, pooling resources and protecting each other. These examples remind us that, even in the darkest times, cooperation and solidarity can light the way forward. One such example comes from a group of survivors during a massive flood in Southeast Asia. Cut off from outside help, they organized themselves into a self-sufficient community. Fishermen provided food, builders reinforced shelters, and teachers created makeshift schools to maintain morale and a sense of normalcy. Despite the odds, they not only survived, but emerged stronger, proving the power of collective effort. Establishing trust within your group is both vital and challenging. In a high-stress environment, mistrust can arise from misunderstandings, resource scarcity, or fear of betrayal. To build trust, start with open and honest communication. Hold regular meetings where members can voice concerns, share ideas, and make decisions collectively. Transparency fosters a sense of inclusion and reduces the likelihood of resentment or conflict. Set clear expectations for behavior and contributions. Every member should understand their responsibilities and the consequences of not fulfilling them. Establishing a simple code of conduct can help maintain order and prevent disputes. For example, agree on how resources will be distributed, how conflicts will be resolved, and how new members will be admitted. Conflict is inevitable in any group, but how it's managed determines whether the group thrives or fractures. When disagreements arise, address them promptly and constructively. Encourage members to express their concerns without fear of reprisal. Mediators or coordinators can play a crucial role in de-escalating tensions and finding mutually acceptable solutions. While building your community, don't forget the importance of morale. Hope and a sense of purpose are as essential as food and water. Create moments of connection and celebration, even in small ways. A shared meal, a song, or a story around a fire can strengthen bonds and remind everyone why they're fighting to survive. Maintaining morale isn't just about comfort. It's about resilience. As your group grows and becomes more established, consider reaching out to other survivor groups. Collaboration between groups can create larger networks of mutual aid, enhancing security and resource availability. However, approach new groups cautiously. Assess their intentions and capabilities before forming alliances. A network of well-organized groups can become a powerful force capable of reclaiming and rebuilding territories lost to the invaders. The alien invasion has tested the limits of human endurance, but it has also revealed our greatest strength, our ability to come together in the face of adversity. Communities are not just a means of survival. They are a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Together, we can share the burden, overcome challenges, and create a future worth fighting for. We are not just surviving this invasion. We are laying the foundation for what comes next. Today's broadcast is about the long road ahead, about sustainability, rebuilding, and reclaiming our humanity. Survival isn't just about enduring. It's about rebuilding a future worth living for. Let's explore how we take that next step. Long-term survival depends on sustainability. Resources are finite, and the scavenging that has kept many of us alive will not last forever. We must learn to generate our own food, purify water, and produce power. Let's start with food. For those in rural or semi-rural areas, gardening and farming are essential. Focus on crops that are hardy, fast-growing, and provide high yields, such as potatoes, beans, and squash. If you have access to seeds, preserve and plant them carefully. Even small rooftop or container gardens in urban areas can supplement your food supply. Foraging is another vital skill. Learn to identify edible plants in your region and avoid those that are toxic. If you're near forests or natural bodies of water, fishing, trapping, and hunting may provide additional sources of protein. Preserve surplus food through drying, salting, or canning to ensure it lasts through lean times. Remember, sustainable food production isn't just about feeding yourself. It's about creating a stable foundation for the future. Water is life, and ensuring a steady supply of clean water is critical. Natural sources such as rivers, streams, and rainwater can be life-saving, but they must be purified. Boiling is the simplest and most effective method. If fuel is scarce, use solar stills, which harness the power of the sun to purify water. Filters and purification tablets, if available, are also invaluable. When selecting water sources, avoid those near industrial sites, alien structures, or areas of contamination. Power is another challenge in the post-invasion world. With the grid likely offline, alternative energy sources become essential. Solar panels, even small portable ones, can charge basic devices and radios. Wind turbines, hydroelectric generators, and even hand-crank chargers can provide limited power. For larger communities, pooling resources to create energy cooperatives may be necessary. Power doesn't just provide light or communication, it represents progress, a step toward reclaiming what was lost. As we focus on sustaining ourselves, we must also begin the work of rebuilding society. Under alien occupation or in a post-invasion world, this will not be easy. Rebuilding starts with small, resilient communities. Strengthen the bonds within your group and expand outward, connecting with other survivor groups. Trade resources, share knowledge, and support one another. Collaboration is the key to creating networks of mutual aid that can grow into larger functioning societies. Education must not be forgotten. Knowledge is the bedrock of civilization. Teach survival skills, literacy, and basic math to the younger generation. Share what you know about science, technology, and history. The children of today are the architects of tomorrow's world. Even amidst chaos, we must prepare them for leadership, innovation, and rebuilding. Reclaiming infrastructure is a monumental task, but it begins with small steps. Clear roads, repair shelters, and establish communication lines. Libraries, hospitals, and factories, if they still stand, are treasure troves of knowledge and tools for rebuilding. Identify and preserve these critical assets. Even if you cannot use them immediately, they will be invaluable in the future. Rebuilding society under alien occupation presents unique challenges. Resistance movements may be necessary to undermine the invaders' control, but these must be carefully planned. Guerrilla tactics, sabotage, and intelligence gathering can weaken the aliens' grip. At the same time, protecting civilian populations from retaliation is paramount. Resistance is not just about fighting back. It's about preserving hope and humanity amidst oppression. In a post-invasion world, the focus shifts from resistance to reconstruction. This requires adaptability and ingenuity. Alien technology, once a symbol of fear, could become a tool for progress. Survivors with technical skills should work to understand and repurpose alien devices. Even basic knowledge of their energy systems or materials could revolutionize agriculture, medicine, or construction. What was once used against us could become the cornerstone of a brighter future. As we rebuild, we must reflect on the extraordinary resilience of humanity. Throughout history, we have faced wars, plagues, and natural disasters. Each time, we have endured and emerged stronger. This invasion is no different. It has tested us in ways we never imagined, but it has also revealed our capacity for courage, ingenuity, and solidarity. Remember the stories of those who have survived against the odds, who have built communities in the face of destruction, and who have refused to give up even when all seemed lost. These stories are not just tales of survival, they are blueprints for the future. Adaptation is at the heart of human resilience. The world has changed, and so must we. Embrace new ways of thinking, new tools, and new alliances. Learn from the environment, from each other, and even from the invaders. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow, to innovate, and to reclaim what has been taken from us. This road will not be easy. There will be setbacks, losses, and moments of despair, but every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Every seed planted, every shelter rebuilt, every life saved is a testament to our will to endure. We are not just survivors, we are builders, creators, and dreamers. We are the future. As we look to that future, let us remember that survival is not enough. To truly live, we must rebuild a world worth inhabiting, a world of safety, community, and purpose. Let this invasion be a turning point, not an end. Let it remind us of what we value, what we fight for, and what we can achieve together. This is your broadcaster, signing off with one final thought. Survival isn't just about enduring. It's about rebuilding a future worth living for. Together, we can make that future a reality. Stay safe, stay strong, and never stop moving forward. This is your broadcaster, signing off with one final thought. Survival isn't just about enduring. It's about rebuilding a future worth living for. Together, we can make that future a reality. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to like and share it with others. If you have any suggestions or feedback, don't forget to share them in the comments below. Your support means everything to us. We're bringing you new videos every day, so please subscribe to our channel. See you tomorrow with another new radio broadcast. Stay safe, stay strong, and keep moving forward.